From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger. Hope on the horizon. Some Montanans could begin getting COVID vaccinations in a matter of weeks. And it can't come soon enough as COVID cases and deaths continue to rise across the state and hospitals near their breaking points. Well, the first wave of Montanans could be getting a COVID-19 vaccine before Christmas. That announcement as the state's new COVID vaccination plan team meets for the first time. Q2's Casey Conlon joins us now with details.
After months of trials and speculation, it appears that a COVID-19 vaccine is just around the corner for Montana. Officials at the Department of Health and Human Services said today they expect the first shipments of the Pfizer vaccine to be in the state around December 11th. The amount that Montana will receive is still unclear, but those doses will go to critical healthcare personnel and those at highest risk for life-threatening infection. The plan calls for a three-phase rollout. Phase 1, a limited supply, is expected to last 2 months from when the first vaccinations are administered. This will take a while since DPHHS estimates between 45 and 60,000 healthcare workers in Montana. Phase 2 will begin when an adequate supply of vaccine is available, likely in months 3 through 6. When there is a sufficient vaccine supply, Phase 3 will kick in.
Phase 3 is a phase that we expect to be at probably maybe this spring sometime when there is enough sufficient supply of COVID-19 vaccine that really anybody who wants to get vaccinated can.
There will be a 5-tier population focus, so no matter what phase we're in, this is how the vaccine will be distributed. After risk, those in rural communities with less access will be prioritized, with generally healthy adults rounding out Tier 5. There haven't been any COVID vaccine trials with children yet, so the vaccine will not be recommended to anyone under the age of 18. While expected to begin soon, the total process will likely take months because COVID-19 vaccines require 2 doses.
That second dose is super important to create that protection that we need, so it's going to be something that we're really emphasizing.
Both doses will likely be available to everyone for free. The vaccine is being provided by the federal government, and if there are costs related to administration at local levels, mechanisms are being worked out for no out-of-pocket costs, even to those who are under or uninsured. The biggest early challenges with Pfizer's vaccine surround storage and handling. Pfizer's product must be kept in ultra-cold storage between -70 and -80 degrees Celsius. While Montana does not currently have any vaccines requiring this method, the state is actually well set up for it.
Right now in the state of Montana, we have at least 6 or 7 known ultra cold storage sites, very nicely spread geographically around the state. And then we know that there's a few more that will be coming on in the next couple of weeks. And what I heard from the CDC the other day was that was actually very good. There are some states or territories that have 1 or 2 in their entire state.
Pfizer is also requiring a minimum of 975 doses per shipment. And while they come in thermal containers that can hold ultra-cold temps for up to 10 days, it would still require a lot of vaccinations in a short time. Moderna's vaccine, meanwhile, is expected to be released a couple of weeks after Pfizer's, is suitable for normal freezers, and only requires 100 doses minimum, so it will likely be more suitable for rural areas. Wehner also noted that all of Montana's tribal jurisdictions were given the option to receive vaccine through state or federal agencies, and all except for the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes and the Helena Indian Alliance chose the federal route, so they will not be considered in DPHHS allocations. The coordination team stressed that they will continue to amend the plan as needed. Casey Conlon for MTN News.
All right, thank you, Casey. U.S. Senator Steve Daines today called on the CDC to ensure Montanans, including those in rural communities, get access to a safe and effective COVID-19 vaccine as soon as possible. Daines said he encourages the CDC to consider the unique challenges facing those in remote and rural communities in Montana who may have difficulty accessing vaccination services. Daines participated in Pfizer's vaccine trial where he tested positive for COVID antibodies. He said he did it to build confidence and trust for Montanans wondering if they should take the vaccine. Well, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is giving investors reason to be thankful this week, passing the 30,000 mark for the first time in history. The market has been in a month-long rally boosted by progress on coronavirus vaccines. Well, gains in the Dow accelerated after news of a formal go-ahead for President-elect Joe Biden's transition to the White House. The Dow's milestone marks a speedy comeback from March when the index dove below 19,000 as the pandemic tightened its grip. President Trump made a surprise appearance in the White House briefing to celebrate the accomplishment, calling 30,000 a sacred number that no one ever thought they'd see. President-elect Biden formally introduced several of members of his incoming administration today, but President Trump has still not conceded now, 3 full weeks after Election Day. Natalie Brandt has the latest from the White House.
Well, good afternoon, everyone.
President-elect Joe Biden presented his key diplomatic and national security nominees Tuesday.
We're going to have the first woman lead the intelligence community, the first Latino and immigrant to lead the Department of Homeland Security, and a groundbreaking diplomat at the United Nations.
The picks include Alejandro Mayorkas to serve as Secretary of Homeland Security.
My father and mother brought me to this country to escape communism.
And Linda Thomas Greenfield to represent the United States at the UN.
Only in America would we be where we are today.
Nearly 3 weeks after the election, General Services Administrator Emily Murphy officially signed off on the beginning of the transition process.
I'm pleased to have received the ascertainment from GSA.
The Biden-Harris transition team is now in contact with federal agencies, and a key focus is the country's most pressing issue, the coronavirus pandemic. President-elect Biden sat down with NBC Nightly News anchor Lester Holt.
I think we're going to not be so far behind the curve as we thought we might be in the past. And there's a lot of immediate discussion, and I must say the outreach has been sincere.
The president did not address the transition, but made brief remarks praising the stock market.
I just want to congratulate all the people within the administration that worked so hard.
On Twitter, President Trump still says his challenges to the election results are moving full speed ahead.
So you invite President-elect Biden.
But CBS News has learned the president has signed off on sharing the high-level daily intelligence briefing with President-elect Biden. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Well, this evening, President-elect Biden said he would meet with President Trump if the president asked. Next week, Mr. Biden is expected to unveil his economic team. Former Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen is rumored to be the frontrunner for the Treasury Secretary. Also today, the election results in Pennsylvania and Nevada were certified in Biden's favor, while North Carolina officially goes to Trump. Montana counties are reporting 8 more deaths from COVID-19 related illness. 2 victims in both Yellowstone and Gallatin counties, and 1 each in Park, Powell, Lincoln, and Fallon counties. This is the first reported COVID-19 death in Fallon County. MTN News reports nearly 900 new positive cases today, and the COVID-related death toll now standing at 652. And although the pandemic will not pause over the Thanksgiving holiday, county health officials who've been working pretty much nonstop since March will get a brief break. On Thanksgiving Day, Riverstone will close its main building on South 27th Street and its drive-through testing facility. Everything will open back up for regular business again on Friday. Drive-through COVID-19 testing will start at 8:30 Friday morning and run until 12:30 that afternoon, or until 200 tests have been administered. Well, because of the Thanksgiving closure, updated case number reporting will not happen on Thursday. Governor-elect Greg Gianforte unveiled his first cabinet pick today. He announced U.S. Attorney for Montana Kurt Alme will be his budget director. Alme just announced yesterday he's stepping down as U.S. Attorney, a post he's held in Billings since 2017. Gianforte says Alme has the experience and intellect to boost the economy and hold the line on state spending. Alme is originally from Miles City, served as state revenue director under Governor Judy Martz in the early 2000s. Alme has a law degree from Harvard University and a business undergraduate degree from the University of Colorado. Former U.S. Attorney in Montana from 2001 to 2009, Bill Mercer, had nothing but praise for the move, saying, "The governor-elect has made a wise choice. Kurt is the most gifted person that I know. Montanans have been very fortunate to have had his leadership as a U.S. Attorney. His commitment and vision have generated real impact in terms of public safety. It's great news that he's chosen to continue to serve the public in one of the most important positions in state government. And as Kurt Alme prepares to step down as U.S. Attorney for Montana, he spoke with Q2's Jay Cohn about the biggest challenges facing his successor. Now, first and foremost, dealing with COVID-19 and its impact on Montana, including an alarming jump in violent crimes. In Missoula County, aggravated assaults are up more than 40% since the pandemic started. In Yellowstone County, the numbers are even higher. In September, 119 murders, robberies, and aggravated assaults. In October, 109. Pre-COVID, the highest monthly total was 79 from the summer of 2019.
We can point to domestic violence. We know that domestic violence has increased 32% in Yellowstone County. And that usually happens when you have a natural disaster that forces people inside, and especially when, alcohol sales, I think, were up 50% in the first few months. That's never a good thing. And we know from Millennium Health that methamphetamine urinalysis positive test rates were up over almost 34% in the first few months of this pandemic in Montana, which means meth use was also up. And so meth and alcohol are, as we know, are triggers that are often involved in violent crime.
And to complicate matters in Billings, the county jail is full. More than 100 inmates waiting to be transferred to the state prison in Deer Lodge. But due to COVID, that's not happening. Alme says with no room in the jail, it's very difficult for the police, judges, and the county attorney here to get a dangerous person off the streets and into jail. All right, turning to Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. A long weekend for many people coming up. How's the weather looking for Thanksgiving and beyond?
You're going to like this. Let me show you how we're looking at it. We go out 10 days now. Here we are, 47 degrees tomorrow. We're looking at a slight chance for some showers moving in on Wednesday evening. And then after that, we're talking temps into the 40s and 50s all the way through. Look at this. Saturday, 51 degrees with mostly sunny skies, a little on the mild side. After that, we're still looking at generally 40s for afternoon highs. And then let's take a look at the next 10 to 14 day forecast. And as you see, it looks like here it's going to be basically right on through December 9th. We're talking warmer than average across much of the Dakotas. Eastern Montana, even the Billings area, will be warmer than average, while down south, they'll be a little bit cooler than average. What about precipitation? Well, you got it. It's going to be much drier than average across Idaho, southern Montana, Wyoming, and much of the western Dakotas. So looks like it's going to be just kind of warm and dry right on into the middle part of our Christmas shopping season. We'll have the rest of your forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Bob. A lame deer teenager killed in a crash near Busby over the weekend has now been identified. 17-year-old Kian Ontiveros died when his vehicle struck a horse that had wandered onto the roadway. Bighorn County Coroner Carl Nordquist says Ontiveros died from blunt force trauma. The crash happened Saturday around 9 p.m. on Highway 212. The Montana Highway Patrol says speed is considered a factor. All the tickets for the Montana Millionaire drawing are now gone, and once again, they were sold out in record time. Lottery officials say tickets sold out before 5 o'clock yesterday, Monday, November 23rd. That's 9 days earlier than 2019 and 4 days before the first early bird drawing. Montana Lottery calls it the best chance to win $1 million because only 180,000 tickets are sold. Montana Lottery will hold its first early bird drawing this Friday, then another on December 11th. The grand prize drawing will be held sometime between December 25th and January 1st. Well, it's a milestone that most people never get to celebrate. Tonight, a big happy birthday to a new member of Billings Centenarian Club. George Wallace was born on November 24th, 1920, 100 years ago. Today, a few friends and members of his fraternity, Sigma Chi, stopped by to bring him a cake and wish him well. George also received a call from Montana State University football coach Jeff Choate. He played some football at MSU before going into World War II and is still a big Bobcats fan.
Congratulations on a landmark birthday. It's pretty cool to know that we've got a living legend, and we can garner some history from you, and it was fun to do a little research on you. So God bless you, happy Thanksgiving, and happy birthday.
Well, thank you. Thank you a bunch.
As you can see, George sounds fantastic for his age. I had a chance to spend some time with him, and I'll bring you that story next week here on Q2. Still ahead on the MTN 10 o'clock news here on Q2, Christmas cheer in the air will light up the night with the Festival of Trees It is going to look a little different. We'll have the details. Plus, there may be a pandemic, but holiday fun still very much alive. I'll tell you about the holidays as well, coming up after the break.